Okay, so g of x equals 4 to the x minus 2. Once again on the graph, we see we're going to have a exponential function. We saw before that if I had 4 to the x plus 2 out here, that plus 2 did a vertical shift. When you have a minus 2 or a plus 2 up here in the exponent, that's going to do a horizontal shift. And horizontal shifts work backward from what you think. A minus 2 is actually going to do a shift to the right 2 units. If it were a plus 2, it would do a shift left. And the reason that works is, think about what happens if I plug 2 in. If x is 2, I'm going to have 2 minus 2, that's going to give me 0. 4 to the 0 should give me a 1. So when I plug 2 in, I should have 1, and I do. And that's what happens with those. So that's why this minus shifts it the other way. And then we got to change our base. Our base is a 4. Check that answer. All right. And then the rest of this really doesn't change. What is the domain? The domain of an exponential function is always negative infinity to positive infinity. The range, well, this looks like it gets really, really close to 0 but never touches 0. So our range is going to be 0 to infinity. And then our horizontal asymptote, I already kind of said that, is getting really, really close to 0, so our horizontal asymptote is going to be 0. Alright, now let's skip ahead to number 7 here and see what those look like. Alright, so number 7 is kind of putting everything together that we've already had. So again, we notice this is going to be an exponential function. We can see that this number outside, this is our vertical shift. So we're going to have a vertical shift of 2. Oops, 2. 2, there we go. Our base is 5. And then this divide by 3 is a stretch or compression. So what's going to happen if I plug 3 in, I'm going to have 3 over 3, that's 1. 5 to the 1 is 5, and then 5 plus 2 is 7. So when I plug 3 in, this should go through the point 7, but as you can see it doesn't. So that's a horizontal stretch. Oops, I went the wrong way. Horizontal stretch by 1/3. So let's check to make sure that that works. If I plug in 3, once again I should have 7. If I plug in 3, it does look like it's coming up here through by 7. Alright, let's check that. Seems to work. Alright. Domain. Domain is always negative infinity to infinity for an exponential function. Oops, I just typed that in wrong. I didn't like the way I typed it in. I didn't get that infinity inside the box there. There it is. Range, our horizontal asymptote is 2, so our range goes from 2 to infinity. And our horizontal asymptote is 2. Alright, hope that helps with those problems. Let me know if you have questions on these.